Bring Her Back. The film opens with grainy footage of a ritual being performed. A girl is placed in the middle while a bloated man walks into a drawn-out ring with her. The girl is hung by the neck before a second girl is revived. The camera focuses on the second girl's face, who has a wine-colored birthmark under her eye. Piper, Sarah Wallen, a blind teenage girl, tries to approach a trio of girls her age at a bus stop to try and make friends. She is met by her stepbrother Andy, Billy Barrett, who guides her away as the girls mock Piper behind her back. The two live with Andy's father Phil, Stephen Phillips, until Phil winds up dead in the shower from a drug overdose. Andy and Piper meet with a social worker, Wendy, Sally and Upton. She has Piper set up in foster care with a woman, Laura, Sally Hawkins, while Andy is set to be moved to a separate home. He protests that he and Piper are meant to stick together, but Wendy brings up how Andy got into trouble in his youth, something that he never mentioned to Piper, and Laura might take issue with that. With a little more push, Andy gets Wendy to talk Laura into letting both siblings join her. The two are brought to Laura's home, which she inhabits with a mute boy named Oliver, Jonah Wren Phillips, whom she claims is her nephew. Andy accidentally lets Laura's cat out, and it starts to scratch Oliver's body. He also has a similar mark under his eye like the girl in the video. Laura lets Piper stay in the room that belonged to her late daughter Kathy, Misha Haywood. Later, Laura watches the video of the cult ritual from the beginning. The process involves having someone possessed by an angel consume the old body, while a second person is killed, and the spirit from the old body is placed inside the new body to resurrect them. Laura shows obvious favoritism towards Piper and is a bit rude with Andy, calling him by a different name on purpose. She also later swipes Andy's phone and sees that he texted another friend about Oliver, calling him a fucking weirdo. Laura takes Andy and Piper to Phil's funeral. Piper asks Andy how their dad looks, but he lies to her and says that he looks good. Laura lets it slip that Andy didn't even look at Phil, despite Piper saying grapefruit, the siblings' word for telling the whole truth. Andy goes back inside and looks upon Phil's body. Laura then tells Andy to give his father a kiss, as it is customary. Andy kisses Phil's forehead, but Laura insists that he go for the lips, which she does herself. Later that night, Laura gets Andy and Piper drunk as they have a little dance party. When Piper goes to sleep, Andy and Laura stay up and talk about personal things. Laura mentions that Kathy passed away from drowning in the pool outside the house, and how her loss deeply affected her life. Andy tells Laura that Phil was abusive to him and that he only felt like he had the family he always wanted when he married Piper's mother. Andy also claims that Phil Laura takes Kathy's corpse out of the freezer and opens the wound on her arm to let herself bleed out. Oliver walks past the ring outside the house, and he begins to regurgitate and expel what was possessing him. Piper runs until she is found by a couple that takes her to safety. She overhears Andy's final message to her and then overhears a plane flying overhead, which Andy had earlier told her meant was a sign that their dad went to heaven, so Piper smiles upon hearing it. Police then arrive at Laura's house, where they find Oliver, who identifies himself as Connor Bird. The police then go to the pool and find a dead Laura cradling Kathy's body. Laura's plan is to use Piper to bring Kathy back to life. Oliver is really a kidnapped child named Connor Bird who became possessed by some kind of entity that serves as a vessel to transfer Kathy's soul from her old body. Laura keeps her corpse in a freezer, and into Piper's body after killing her in the same way that Kathy died. Andy realizes things are wrong as Laura tries to turn Piper against him, such as hitting her and making her think Andy did it. Andy goes to the police station and sees the missing persons flyer for Connor and realizes it's Oliver. He takes it to the social worker, Wendy, to let her know that Laura is up to something. Andy and Wendy go to Laura's house, but just as Wendy realizes that Andy was right and they discover Kathy's corpse, Laura runs them both over with her van and drowns Andy in a puddle. She prepares to undergo the ritual with Piper, but the girl quickly realizes that Laura lied to them when she finds Andy's body and identifies him by his braces. Before Laura can do the deed, Piper calls her mom, and Laura is forced to let her go. Piper is found by a couple that takes her to safety. Oliver/Connor walks outside a boundary line around the house, freeing him from his possession. Laura takes Kathy's body out and lets herself bleed out from a bite wound that Oliver gave her, and the police find her dead next to Kathy's body.